guys, so I'm going to try to talk louder. Sorry if it seems like I'm yelling at you, but I got a comment on my last video that no one could really hear me. I kind of already knew that it was going to be too quiet. When I was in editing, I tried to make it a little louder, but it wasn't really working for me, so I'm trying a new tactic. I'm trying to talk louder, and hopefully none of my neighbors will call and complain, because I live in apartments and the walls are paper thin. I can hear people whispering and beds squeaking and walking and ridiculous. I hate apartments. Really sorry about the lighting if it's kind of messed up. It's really cloudy outside and the light in my room is casting a weird color on me, it seems like today. I don't know. I'm also sorry if there's a background noise. I recorded a video a little earlier to try and test how loud I should talk to make the video sound louder. And there was this weird noise, and I could not for the life of me figure out what it was, but it's there and I don't know how to get it off. I'm going to try in editing, so if there's a weird sound, I really apologize. I'm still trying to figure everything out. But yeah, I'll stop apologizing now. I wanted to say thank you to the 2 people who subscribed and commented on my first video, and they are Living in the Ashes and Glasses Reader 00. I went and checked out both of your channels and subscribed in case you didn't see that, so thank you very much, and thank you for the encouraging words. They meant a lot to me. I was really worried I was going to get major trolls on my first video, and I'm so glad that I didn't. But yeah, I don't think that there's anything else I needed to say. So I promised that my next video would be a review, and so that's what I'm doing today. It is a review of the book Looking for Alaska by John Green. And I knew I was going to love this book. I had read a couple reviews and watched a couple review videos, and everyone loves it. And I follow the Vlog Brothers on my other YouTube channel. Love John and Hank Green. They're just amazing, so I knew that I would love this book. For those of you who don't know, this is a book about a boy named Miles, or they call him Pudge, and he goes to a, what's it called? I'm reading the back to try and find the name of the school. Culver Creek Boarding School, which is basically a boarding school for very smart kids, and he gets roomed with this boy who they call the Colonel, and the Colonel is the one who comes up with Miles's nickname of Pudge, and through the Colonel he meets this girl Alaska, and Alaska, he falls in love with her immediately, and he becomes really good friends with Alaska and the Colonel and their friend Takumi. Pudge becomes friends with Alaska and Colonel and their friend Takumi, and he kind of just falls into them really quick. A little bit about Pudge. He is a very, very smart kid. Loves last words. He memorizes famous people's last words, and I think that's really interesting about a character. I really like when authors put in little facts about a character that make them real and make them, believable as characters, because Pudge is a kid who he reads biographies, but he doesn't read the works of the authors. If a biography is about a playwright, he knows all about the playwright himself, but nothing about the plays. He knows the playwright's last words, but he can't for the life of him think of the name of any of his plays, and I think that that is really interesting in a character, because it gives him a little bit more of being a real person, a little bit more depth to him, I guess. I really liked Pudge's character in the beginning. I really liked the way he talked, between him and the Colonel. And him and Takumi too, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right, that's just how I'm guessing it is. And him and Alaska, the dialogue between all of them was so real. It actually made me laugh out loud at times, because it's just something that could happen in a real everyday conversation you know, stuff that's absolutely ridiculous but absolutely believable. And yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed that. That it wasn't one of those books where you're like, oh yeah, that's funny, but it would never happen in real life. So I appreciated that. John Green has a style of writing about him that just makes everything he writes believable. I wouldn't, if he had come out and been like, oh yeah, it's nonfiction, it really happened, I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. I totally can see that. Like, there wasn't much that I didn't enjoy about the book. I can't really think of anything that I didn't enjoy from the book. But I really like the ending of each chapter. There's a countdown. And it said, or not each chapter, I guess, but each little, let's not do that because I don't want to give anything away. But like, you'll have this whole page and then it'll start a new, there's no real chapters, there's just new, a big chunk between paragraphs. I don't know. I guess that's considered a chapter, but before each one, there's a countdown of some sort. And when you're reading it, you're like, what am I counting down to? It must be something, you know, big. And if you read the back of the book, you know that what you're counting down to is the after. But none of us know what the after is. The book is separated into before and into after. And in the before, you're counting down to whatever this big event is. And then after, you're counting away from the big event. So it'll be like 4 days after, 6 days after, a week after, but it's always in days. And it's kind of, it like gets you pumped for whatever it is, not in like an exciting, yeah, let's do this kind of way, but in a, I really, what is it kind of way. So you're really curious about it and you're ready for it to happen. I want to talk about the character of Alaska, because I think she's the only thing that kind of frustrated me in the book. As a character, she was awesome. She was one of the best characters I think I've ever seen. What frustrated me about her was she was such an enigma. Like, I'm really good at picturing characters in my head and getting to know them really well, and the character of Alaska you didn't really know, and I liked that. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I love this book. I thought it was amazing. I want to buy the rest of John Green's books, and I really, really hope that he starts writing more and more and more, because I know The Fault in Our Stars just came out, but I really hope that a lot more books come out written by him. I will say one thing, I cried during this book. Yeah, so that's the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment and let me know below what you thought. Like, subscribe, all of that crud. Yeah. Have a good Saturday.